Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
No, not Christmas night tonight, but December 21st, week 16 in the MFL, and a big week as the championship has now started. Hard to believe. I remember week 1 being like yesterday, but anyway, my prediction has come true. The Goose Hunters and Stud will meet this week for the first round of the championship. It's going to be a dandy. Also, another prediction for, I think, the 3rd week straight. I said CJ Spiller and Tim Tebow would have big games, and they, of course, did. And, you know, he had Spiller with a couple of touchdowns and a bunch of yards on the Dolphins. But anyway, the big story is how the Bricktown Goose Hunters were down by 16, and they only had Akers and the Niners going. And Puggy was up to 16, and he had Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown going. Now, everybody thought the game was over, but not so fast, as Lee Corso would say. They only scored 11 total, Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. The Niners D had 23, Akers had 9. Ended up the Goose Hunters won by 3, snuck in a championship, and stole that spot right away from Team Puggy and Ricochet. He had a good year, though. I want to congratulate him on a good year. He'll be playing against Sussman in the 3rd place game this week. Alright, and it's going to be Hal McNeary versus Eugene Schmiggins. None of them will join us this week, but hopefully next week we'll have at least one of them. And, you know, we're going to see what's going to happen here this week. It's going to be 2 long battles of fantasy football. Team Stud's been there all year. The record of 10-3, and Goose Hunters, you know, pretty much there all year too, at 8-5. But you know, we'll have a special guest after this when we return. Not your likely guest, but you know, a great guest right after this on the program.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. You will hear my sleigh bells.
All right, back here on the Smooth Joe program. Oh, missing the headphones. Chris, come on. Thanks. Christ, I tell you. Jesus. Jesus H. Christ. Alright, that was a mess, but alright, the guest is running a little late, so we're gonna go over some players I don't like and who I do like. The guest is really spectacular, so we'll give him some time. But for Team Bricktown Goose Hunters, I was just looking. I really don't like the start of Doug Baldwin. I think it's a bad start. But, you know, I don't want to give anyone tips here. People getting mad, but I'd start Torrey Smith over him. I know he's a hit or miss, but come on, Doug Baldwin, let's get real. And then for Team Stud, I don't like the start of Felix Jones. I'd probably start Pierre Thomas, but even though, I don't know, it's a one. Felix Jones probably better, but Pierre Thomas, you know, with Ingram hurt, might have a big game. So we'll see. But anyway, you know, this game's gonna be tight for this first week. You know, Stud's been hanging in all year, and I think he's gonna come out with the early lead this week. I'm not gonna give any predictions yet. We'll do that in the next segment. But I think that you know, I think he's gonna be able to take a commanding lead this first week with some of the matchups. But anyway, all right, there he is. I see him in the back there. The guest stumbling in. Where's he coming from? Leggett's across the street? Is that where you're coming from?
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't know where he's even in. He can't even, he's kicking the camera, he's all over the place. But anyway,
How are you, Joe?
welcome Santa Claus to the program. Santa, we see that. What do you know about fantasy football?
Joe, I've been following all year, you know. I've seen Stud run the table through the whole year. And, Goose Hunters, he decided to change his name halfway through, but hey.
Yeah, originally Team Kovo. We see you made a naughty and nice list of the players on each of their teams. Give us a nice list with the, you know, the teams they're on.
Sure. I've been watching closely. You know, Marshawn Lynch has been very, very nice these last couple of weeks.
That he has.
He's had plenty of touchdowns, you know, every game. Shows up to play Aaron Rodgers as expected. Most people thought he was taken a little early at number 2 with Team Stud.
Not so much.
No. MVP.
Yeah, I say.
And also Calvin Johnson with a record-setting year. Has done very well.
He had a huge week last week, against the Raiders there.
Sure.
All right, to your naughty list, Santa.
Naughties. Not just one receiver, but multiple. The Eagles wide receivers
Horrible.
did not live up to expectations.
Especially that little punk, Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, very, very naughty. Also, I don't like Pierre Thomas this year. Didn't live up to expectations.
Not as bad as the Eagles wideouts, but definitely didn't live up.
He's in a crowded backfield, but we expected more production out of him.
Yep.
Sure. And also, big-time wide receiver Brandon Marshall from the Miami Dolphins hasn't produced as we expected.
No, we all remember that draft day when my father, Smooth Steve, he didn't like Brandon Marshall that one day.
Had one too many,
Yeah,
we could say.
I remember that.
Oh, sure.
So, Santa, where are you coming from?
Well, actually, I was going over my route over the local area down at the shore, and just making sure all the chimneys are clear. Make sure I can fit down them this weekend.
It don't look like it, but maybe, you might be able to.
You'd be surprised, Joe. You'd be surprised.
All right, I'll take that as comes with the bad. But I hear you got a gift for me.
That I do. If you look to your right, there it is.
There it is.
Yep, right under the tree, nestled closely under the tree.
What is it?
That you'll have to find out next week, so tune in.
Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't feel much, but like an empty box, to be honest with you. But we'll see what it is. We'll be back after this. Santa, give him a hand.
Hey.
And he'll be entering your houses Sunday morning after the game Saturday. All right, everybody. We'll see you after this.
Good night, everybody, and I'll see you Sunday. Oh.